currently opening membership registration. IFA is more than an association. It is a professional home for individuals who are committed to advancing Sharia compliant financial planning with integrity, competence, and impact. As an IFA member, you will gain access to professional development and programs and certification pathways, exclusive discussion and knowledge sharing forums, and national and international collaboration opportunities, a network practitioner and academic financial activities, and a platform to strengthen your credibility in the Islamic financial planning industry. Whether you are a financial planner, an academic or researcher, a student of Islamic economics, or practitioner passionate about ethical finance, we want to ask you to join our group. And thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. Let's start with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before we begin, allow me to share a few housekeeping reminders. First, kindly keep your microphone mute during the session to avoid the background noise. And the second, if you have any question, please feel free to write them in the Zoom chat box. And later, during the Q&A session, our moderator will select several questions for the speakers. And lastly, this webinar is being recorded by IFPA for documentation purposes. Thank you for cooperation. To begin our program, it is my honor to invite the chairwoman of IFPA to deliver the welcome remarks. Please welcome Professor Dr. Murniati Muhlisin, MACC, CFP, EFP, AEPP, WPPE, KFC, or Madam Ani. Madam Ani, the floor is yours.
Thank you so very much, Sister Mardia. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asfala anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Sadaqallahul azim. Our respected organizers of the webinar today, and certainly our moderator, our Master of Ceremony. Our moderator today is going to be Sister Fika Rahma, and our MC today, Sister Mardia, long way from Palu, Sulawesi Tengah. And of course, our speakers far away from Malaysia, Dr. Shifa Nur, and also our sister very far away from Indonesia, Sister Dr. Chen Yi from Shanghai, China. And today, also we are honored to have our Dr. Indra Prakoso, who is our co-founder, IFA co-founder, who also will join the talk show and will discuss with us on how the topic today will be beneficial for everyone. And we are also honored to have Brother Farooq, far away from Sulawesi and Java Island, of course. He is at the moment in Sibolga, Sumatera Utara, from Bank Indonesia. So, Alhamdulillah, we actually would like to highlight the festive moment, and then the Eid al-Fitr is coming next week, inshallah. It's not going to be far away from next week because it's already 30 days. So in certain countries, Eid al-Fitr is celebrated massive. Of course, in China, I don't think Sister Chen Yi will have something like she has experienced when she lived in Malaysia for Eid al-Fitr, and of course in some other countries in the Southeast Asia. Because in Arab countries, for instance, Eid al-Fitr is not really as merrier as Eid al-Adha. So it's different culture. But both days in a year are celebrated very massive. And in certain countries, we receive called Eid allowance. So Eid al-Fitr allowance. or Tunjangan Hari Raya in Indonesian, or in Malaysia, we can ask Sister Sifa what is actually the term in Malaysia. Perhaps is Duit Raya. This is from company or from institutions, from government to their employees. So it's like 13th salary, 13-month salary. So normally this money will be also distributed among the family members and colleagues. Children, normally children will receive, where in Chinese we call it ang pao. So it's something like money, a sweetener for those who are not married yet. So we normally give away, normally for children actually. So again, now we think something, beyond just money, pocket money. Sister Farisa Amanda has come out with a pocket book for children. So she would like to, of course, share with us on the pocket book, perhaps in actually in the chat room. Sister Tharisa, can you please? Of course, it is in Indonesian, so it's for consumptions of Indonesians on how children can actually plan their Eid money or Idul Fitr money or pocket money. Yeah. So welcome, brother Abu Bakar Muhammad Sani from Nigeria, and I hope our colleagues from other countries as well would like to join us. And just I would like to see on how we normally do the Eid allowance. So, for instance, if Eid allowance is 1 month salary, so usually family will distribute or will spend it for, of course, first of all, is for Raya attires, new clothes, yeah, and also for cookies, for Raya cookies, and plus for balik kampung in Malaysia, they call it balik kampung, or going back to their village, which they need some kind of transportation, and also, to give away for our gifts, like a gift, or also pocket money for the children when they arrive at their village. So we'll see how actually Sister Chen Yi from China can actually share her experience, because she is also a revert. So when we stay together in the UK, I took my PhD in Islamic accounting, and at times Sister Chen Yi took Islamic finance course for master's, yeah, degree. So at that times she reverted to Islam, and Alhamdulillah, we together learn how to actually write uh, Arabic letters using Iqra book. So I brought Iqra book to UK at that time for my children, and I used it for Chen Yi. And Chen Yi, mashallah, graduated very quickly. She managed to actually learn how to read Quran within just 3 months, and she also deepened her knowledge when she studied in Malaysia, taking Islamic finance at INSAFE. So we'd like to have some sharing from her, and also from Dr. Shifa, who has been as well a financial planner in Malaysia, and talk a lot about how to finance, how to manage family finance. So that's all from myself. Thank you so much for coming and participating. And I hope you will get along your brothers and sisters, your family members, to our webinar today. And I'll see you again, inshallah. End of the month, we're going to have another webinar. So today's webinar is a special webinar actually, arranged by our secretariat staff, Sister Maisha. Thank you, Sister Maisha, for taking this important event that maybe we can have some resolution at the end of the day. So also thank you for Sister Rida for helping us at the back. So again enjoy the discussion. Thank you again. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Madam Ani, for the inspiring, welcoming remarks. Your message remind us how important the financial awareness is, especially during this blessed month of Ramadan. Now we're going to the next session. Before we continue to the next session, we would like to take a quick photo session to capture this wonderful moment together. May I kindly invite all the speakers, all the participants, also the moderators to turn on their camera if possible. Okay. Okay, and now 1, 2, and 3. Okay, next. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Bibijan, for coming. Thank you, Dr. Dina Diana.
Okay, next. Okay. Okay. Once again. 1 and 2. Once again, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. Okay, brother and sister, to guide today's discussion, we are honored to a wonderful moderator with us. Please welcome Ms. Fika Rahma Wahidah, an IFA member and Islamic financial educator who has been actively promoting financial literacy. She will guide the discussion and facilitate the session with our distinguished speakers today. Without further ado, Ms. Fika, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Sister Mardia. Is my voice clear?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, Masya Allah. Jazakillah khairan, Sister Mardia. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa mawalah amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to gather today in this blessed Ramadan, and salawat to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And welcome, ahlan wa sahlan, for our speaker, Mr. Indra Prakoso, for speaker about topic conducting a personal financial checkup before it. And second speaker, Dr. Chenyi, for topic smart allocation of Raya Allowance in Indonesia called THR. And third speaker, Asok Prof. Dr. Siva Modno from School of Business Management and Entrepreneurship, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. And so let us begin our webinar today. For our first speaker, Mr. Indra Prakoso.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome, Mr. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our speaker today is Mr. Indra Prakoso, SEMT, GFP, CMT. Mr. Indra is an expert in financial planning and risk management, specializing in comprehensive financial planning, investment strategies, and risk management. He holds several professional certifications, include GFP, CMT, and QVP. Please welcome Mr. Indra Prakoso. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Miss Fika Rahma. Thank you. And all the ladies and gentlemen, and also Madam Anik, thank you for inviting me to be a speaker today. By the way, can you hear my voice clearly, or I should? What should I do?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, good.
So clear, Mr.
Okay, then. Thank you. So, firstly, I would like to share my papers. Okay. Have you all seen my papers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Well, uh, today we are going to talk about the Ramadan financial reset. Is it compulsory or is it nicely to have a financial reset during the Ramadan? So we would like to find out. Well, in many cases, families experience increased spending during Ramadan and especially before Eid. Without proper planning, this can create financial pressure shortly after the celebrations. Therefore, today we will explore how Ramadan can become powerful moment for financial reflection and financial reset. We will discuss how to evaluate our financial habits, how to perform a financial checkup, and how to manage the Raya Allowance or THR wisely so that it supports long-term financial stability rather than short-term consumption. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so we are going to start our papers. Ramadan beyond spirituality. Okay. In these slides, I would like to ask you to think about Ramadan. We usually associate it with spiritual activities such as fasting, prayer, and charity, of course. However, the teachings and values practiced during this holy month actually have strong relevance to financial management. Fasting teaches us self-control. We restrain ourselves from eating and drinking during the day, which is essentially a lesson in discipline. That same discipline can also be applied to financial behavior, especially in spending. How we control the spending. Ramadan also encourages gratitude. When we practice gratitude, we learn to appreciate what we already have instead of constantly chasing new material possessions. In addition, Ramadan strengthens our awareness of the needs of others. Through zakah and charity, we recognize that wealth carries social responsibility. Therefore, the value of Ramadan are not only spiritual, but also provide a strong foundation for responsible financial behavior. Okay, this slide highlights four important values that Ramadan teaches us. First, self-reflection. Ramadan encourages us to pause and reflect on our actions. In financial terms, this means reviewing our spending habits and asking ourselves whether our financial decisions have been wise or not. And second, discipline and control. Just as we discipline ourselves during fasting, we must also discipline ourselves when managing money. This includes avoiding impulsive purchases and sticking to a planned budget. The impulsive purchases, just like what Madam Anis said before. The third is gratitude. Gratitude helps us feel satisfied with what we already have, which reduce unnecessary consumptions driven by lifestyle pressure or social comparisons. Finally, social awareness reminds us that wealth is not only for personal consumption, but also a means to help others through charity, zakah, and social contributions. Now we are talking about the paradox. Interestingly, Although Ramadan teaches simplicity and discipline, many households experience the opposite in practice. Instead of reducing consumption, spending often increases significantly during this holy month. Families prepare elaborate iftar meals, purchase new clothes for it, and organize new gathering, social gathering. These activities are meaningful and culturally important, but when spending becomes excessive, it can contradictory with spirit of moderation thought during Ramadan. This is what we call the paradox of Ramadan spending, a spiritually reflective month that simultaneously becomes a peak consumption period. Recognizingly, this paradox is the first step towards changing our financial behavior. Market trends during the Ramadan, we can say that from the economic perspective, Ramadan creates strong consumption patterns in several industries. First, food and beverages spending increases significantly because families prepare meals for iftar and sahur, and many people dine out or attending communal gatherings. Retail shopping also rises, particularly for clothing, home decorations, and gift in preparation for Eid celebrations. Charitable donation increase, of course, because Ramadan is period when people feel strongly motivated to give zakat and charity. Finally, social events such as community gatherings and family visits also contribute to higher spending. This trend illustrates how Ramadan naturally drives economic activity, but they also show why carefully financial planning becomes essential. That's what we call financial stress before we eat. Unfortunately, when spending increases without proper planning, many families experience financial stress before eat. Cash flow problems occur because expenses rise suddenly while income remains the same. Some households rely heavily on credit cards or short-term loans to finance festive spending. Others accumulate debt simply to maintain social expectations associated with Eid celebrations. This situation can create long-term financial strain, especially when the festive seasons end, but the debt remains. Therefore, financial planning before Ramadan and Eid is extremely important. So we have to reframing the Ramadan. To address these challenges, we need to reframe how we view Ramadan. Instead of seeing it as a season for consumption, we should treat it as a month of reflection and financial discipline. Ramadan can become a time to improve budgeting habits, strengthen financial awareness, and align our spending with our long-term financial goals. When we shift this mindset, Ramadan transforms from a consumption season into a strategic opportunity to financial improvement. We need to have a financial check-up concept. Just we perform regularly health checkups to monitor our physical conditions. We should also conduct regularly financial checkup. A financial checkup allows us to assess our financial health by evaluating income stability, spending patterns, debt levels, and long-term financial preparations. By reviewing these factors regularly, we can identify financial weaknesses early and take corrective actions before problems become serious. So why financial checkups matters? Financial checkups are important because they help us break the cycle of repeating the same financial mistakes every year. Many people experience financial similar financial stress repeatedly because they never take the time to analyze their financial behavior. Through a structured financial review, we can identify hidden spending leaks, manage debt more effectively, and strengthen our financial resilience. This process also helps ensure that our current spending supports of our long-term goals such as retirement planning and financial security. So, a comprehensive financial checkup focuses on 6 areas. First, income assessment, which evaluates income stability and diversification. Second, expense auditing, which examines how money is being spent. The third is to review which ensures liabilities remain within healthy limits. Fourth, emergency funds, which measures financial safety reserves. And fifth, protection review, which assesses insurance coverage. And finally, the investment evaluations, which ensures wealth is growing effectively. So we are going to discuss about the first step, income statement. The first step is evaluating income stability. We need to ask ourselves whether our primary income sources is secure and consistent. We should also consider whether we have multiple income streams that can provide financial resilience during economic uncertainty. Another useful comparison is reviewing whether our income has improved compared to the previous year. If income growth is limited, we may need to consider developing additional income opportunities. The second step is expense audit. It's about analyzing expenses. We categorize spending into 3 groups: essential expenses, lifestyle expenses, and wasteful spending. Essential expenses include housing, utilities, transport, and basic groceries, while lifestyle expenses include entertainment, dining out, hobbies, and leisure activities. And about the wasteful spending includes unused subscriptions, impulsive purchases, and excessive festive consumption. By identifying these categories, we can find opportunities to reduce unnecessary expenses. The step 3 is about debt review. A common recommendation benchmark is maintaining a debt-to-income ratio for around 35 or 35% or less. We also need to differentiate between productive debt and consumption debt. Productive debt contributes long-term financial growth, such as education or business investment, while the consumptive debt, however, finance lifestyle spending and often provides no long-term benefits. The emergency funds evaluations, it's about we serve as a financial protection against unexpected events such as job loss, illness, or economic disruptions. The recommended level varies depending on household structure. Single individuals should ideally maintain 3 to 6 months as emergency funds. Married household should maintain 6 to 9 months, while the entrepreneur may require 9 to 12 months because their income tends to fluctuate more. And how about the protection? Financial planning must also include protection against risk. Health insurance protects savings from unexpected medical expenses, Life insurance ensures financial support for dependents if the primary income earner passes away. Disability protections ensures income continuity if someone loses the ability to work. Regular reviews of insurance coverage ensure that protection remains aligned with current lifestyle and financial responsibility. And about the investment evaluations ensures that our wealth is working effectively. We must review whether investment returns are aligned with our financial goals. Portfolio diversification is also important to reduce risk. For those who follow Islamic financial principles, investment should also be reviewed to ensure compliance with Sharia guidelines. See, this is all the expenses audit and the debt review should be 35%, and the emergency fund evaluations that single needs 3 to 6 months of income, married 6 to 9 months of income, and entrepreneurs 9 to 12 months of income because of their incomes more fluctuate. And protection review, we have to review our insurance coverage and investment evaluations. So we are going to understanding Raya Allowance or THR. Raya Allowance or THR is often perceived as extra spending money, isn't it? However, in reality, it is temporary additional income. It treated purely as spending money, it can disappear very quickly. Instead, THR should be reviewed as an opportunity to strengthen financial stability and support long-term financial goals. So, common mistakes of the THR. Many people make similar mistakes when receiving THR. Impulsive shopping is very common due to promotional campaigns and festive excitement. Luxury purchases are another mistake, especially when buying items and carry high maintenance costs. Finally, many people ignore existing debt and miss the opportunity to improve their financial positions. So how the strategy? Smart THR allocation strategy, a balanced strategy that can help maximize the value of Raya Allowance. One example allocation strategy is dividing THR or Raya Allowance into several financial priorities. Part of it can be used to repay debt, part for savings or investment, part for family celebrations, part for charity and zakat, and a portion for strengthening emergency funds. These balanced approaches ensures that THR benefits both present enjoyment and future stability. Islamic perspective on wealth. In Islamic financial philosophy, wealth is considered as a trust from the God. Therefore, wealth should be managed responsibly. Islam emphasizes moderation, avoiding extravagance, fulfilling social obligations through charity, and managing resources with accountability. This principle aligns strongly with responsible financial planning. Ramadan can become a yearly financial reset cycle. It's a reset cycle for financial cycle. Each year, we evaluate our financial conditions, identify mistakes, rebuild discipline, and strengthen our financial planning. Over time, this annual process can significantly improve our financial stability. In conclusion, financial resilience does not come from income alone, but from disciplined financial behavior. By creating the spiritual values of Ramadan with sound financial planning, we can transform this holy month into a powerful moment for financial improvement and long-term prosperity. Thank you. This is all the end of my slides. Thank you, Sis Vika.
Okay, Masya Allah. Jazakumullah khairan, Mr. Indra Prakoso, for the materi so insightful. Okay, next to our second speakers, Dr. Chenny, for topic
Sister
yes.
Vika. Okay. Because this is the end of the session one. Can we take a big photo session, make a photo session and certificate
Okay.
presentation for
Yes.
Mr. Indra? Yeah. Thank you very much to Mr. Indra for the insightful and inspiring presentation on behalf of the Islamic Financial Planners Association. We would like to express our sincere appreciation for your valuable contribution to today's webinar. As a token appreciation, we would like to present a certificate of appreciation to our respected speaker. May I kindly invite Madam Ani to symbolically present the certificate to Mr. Indra, and we will take a pic together. Okay. Wait. Okay. Miss Vika, can you capture the screen capture?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Indra.
Thank you, Mr. Indra.
Okay. And now I would like to return the session to our moderator to continue with the next session. Ms. Vika, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Sister Madia. So next to our second speaker, Dr. Chen Yi, for topic smart budgeting. Smart allocation of Raya Allowance, or in Indonesian called THR. Our second speaker is Dr. Chen Yi, who holds a PhD in Islamic Finance and Economic from INSAFE Malaysia. Her research focuses on Islamic finance, wealth management, and economic development. In this session, she will share practical insight on how Raya Allowance can be allocated wisely through budgeting, savings, protection, and investment. Please welcome Dr. Chen Yi.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. My name is Chen Yi from China.
Masya Allah. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Today
Welcome.
Thank you. Today I'm going to talk about smart allocation of Raya Allowance. When you see this phrase, so what other words come to your mind immediately? My dear brothers and sisters, you can type those words in the chat box. For me, when I read smart allocation, the word immediately came into my mind was budget. So my next question for you all is, who has the habit to do the budget plan every month? Could you please type 1 in the chat box? And okay, let me see. Okay, okay, as no one type 1 in the chat box, so hopefully today what I'm going to share with you, oh, mashallah, thank you very much. There are still 2 people has said that they have the budget plan. That's good. So I hope that today what I'm going to say, share will benefit you, inshallah. Smart allocation means smart allocation allowance means we have a very good budget plan, which fits our own needs both in short and long term. So my next question is that is budgeting really very helpful? According to many researchers, budgeting is very useful in terms of our wealth management. From my personal experience, budgeting has helped me to improve my consumption behaviors. Previously, I was a person who had the impulsive spending behaviors. But because of the budgeting, I have changed. I start to learn to delay my consumption. It helps me to save a lot of money every year. Secondly, I appreciate and see the value of each item more and be more grateful to Allah for whatever He has given me. Alhamdulillah. Thirdly, I found that my wealth management and investment skills have been increased. Lastly, I found that my existing wealth has more barakah. For example, 1,000 yuan can purchase more products than before. Alhamdulillah. So my next question is, how can we make a very good budget plan? Actually, in order to make a budget plan doesn't require us to have a bachelor degree. Even a person who has never finished his primary education, he can also make a very good plan. Because budget plan is very simple. It doesn't have to be very sophisticated. It only needs like 3 steps. First of all, we have to determine our monthly incomes with extra rewards such as Raya Allowance. Secondly, we should roughly write down or make a note about our monthly expenses. Thirdly, we need to set yearly saving goal and our investment targets. Having said so, I think everyone in our webinar meeting can have a very simple budget plan now. Okay, after we have made our plan, how can we act upon our budget plan? The very first step we can do is to make savings. This is because we want to use saving to restrict our spending, and we also want to use the saving to prepare ourselves for future investment. So first of all, we should put our saving aside as soon as possible whenever we receive salaries or allowance. If we have young children at home, we can also teach and educate them to build this very beautiful saving habit when they are very small. The second action we needed to do about the budget plan is to join the social insurance fund, which include health and pension insurance, which is provided by the government as soon as possible. In China, we can join or participate in the pension insurance program when we reach to 60 years old. So we can, as parents, we can encourage our children to join this pension insurance program when they reach to 60 years old, and ask them to earn their pocket money to pay the fees. Of course, we can also, as parents, to support them a little bit. And another thing I want to mention is that for the commercial health insurance, which is to against the critical illness, if we really need it, otherwise we are not able to cover the cost of the treatment, according to a number of scholars, we can also take it. And for this part, I also want to illustrate a little bit more. Insurance, actually, according to Sharia, based on the majority scholars' opinions, it is impermissible because insurance involves riba, uncertainty, and gambling. But for this particular issue, after I have studied more, I'm in the position of the minority scholars, which say that insurance is permissible. For the health insurance, which is to against the critical illness, my reasons actually are very simple. You see, in our Sharia, it is permissible for us to use insurance to protect our masajid because scholars say that any damage in our masajid will be a tragedy, is a tragedy in the Muslim society. But our Muslim life, any Muslim's life is more sacred than the masjid, any masjid in the earth. So if we can use insurance to protect our masjid, why can't we use the insurance to protect our health and life? Of course, there are a lot of debate in the academy, but what I see in the Muslim community is that, especially in China, I found that many people who are seeking financial help, at least around half of them are because they are having critical illness. In any family, as long as there is one member who is going through the critical illness, it will give them like a great damage in the family's financial capability. The whole family probably will lose their capability to continuously creating money for a number of years. So it is really very crucial for people to take this health insurance to against the critical illness to protect our wealth and our life. After doing all these two important steps, Alhamdulillah, our life and wealth is safeguarded, at least from our human side. So let's talk about consumption. When we think about consumption, the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, do we have some wasting behaviors? There are a number of wasting behaviors which are very common to see in our Muslim communities. First of all, having luxurious wedding, which involves high debt. Have luxurious wedding is a result of the social pressure because we want our wedding to be memorable, to be special and unique. So people involve high debt or spend a huge amount of money on wedding section. But as we can see nowadays, the divorce rate is going very high. So if a person is getting divorced, then all the money he spent in the wedding will be lost. It is a great waste of money. Instead of having luxurious wedding, we can actually save this a big amount of money and prepare ourselves for future purchasing the property. Secondly, some people buy a lot of bigger brand clothes every month because they want to follow the fashion. In fact, our clothes are not worn out so that frequently. If we want to buy clothes, we can buy those high quality clothes when they are on sales. We can save a lot of money, and we can use those saved money to increase our family budget or make investment. Thirdly, people don't shop around. When we shop more, we will notice that the same quality product with different brands varies a lot in terms of the prices. Even the same product with the same brand will have very big different prices in different shopping websites. So we do have to shop around. Fourthly, some people they pay a few subscription service fees, but after paying the fees, after subscribe the service, they never use them or hardly use them. The trick here is that the subscription service always take our money automatically without we are realizing. So now we need to spend some time to check our bills. If we have some small amount of money has been deducted every month, then we have to close those subscriptions. Last is that parents sometimes spend too much money on every children's clothes. Actually, our children are growing very fast, especially if they are during the age of 0 months to 7 years old. Especially for those big family, instead of buying clothes for every, instead of buying new clothes for every child, we can organize the clothes and put them in separate boxes based on their gender and their ages. Whenever there is a relative who is having a new baby, we can pass those boxes to them. So the whole family can save a lot of money. So all those money that we have saved, we can use them for our self-education or make some investment or increase the family budget or donating for the needy people. Apart from avoiding wasting behaviors, we also need to build some very healthy spending habits. For example, we need to shop around. Some people are very loyal to some services or products, and especially for those products and services which have taken a big portion of our spending, we really have to check them. We have to find the alternatives for them. Don't be too loyal to those. Secondly, we have to be strict with the purchasing budget as much as possible. Sometimes, if it is not very urgent to buy the products, we can try to delay our consumption. Thirdly, for some existing goods which we don't use, we can try to sell them in the second market or give them to the people who need it. Okay, let's talk about the last part, which is also my favorite one, investment. Why we have to make investment? This is because we want to against the inflation. Inflation always eats our savings. So we can use our allowance, use some amount of the allowance to buy certain amount of gold and silver every year. We want to keep those gold or silver for long terms, for example, for 10 years or 20 years or so even 30 years. Keep those gold and silver for long term to against inflation. Secondly, at our wealth accumulation stage, especially the early wealth accumulation stage, make sure that every family member's health insurance, including those critical illness insurance, are all covered. This should be one of the most important investments. Thirdly, we can invest some index fund or mutual fund, but make sure before we invest those funds are all Sharia compliant. And some scholars recommended that we can invest those in funds even we are 60 years old. So when we are retired, we will become millionaires, inshallah. After having our first property without any debt, and our savings are also very beautiful after considering our children's education expenses, our Hajj costs, and etc. Then we can think about some high risky investment. For example, take investment portfolio. We can join a business, or we can purchase other properties for gaining rental fees. And there are more like investment tools, which I haven't mentioned here. In order to keep our wealth keep increased even we are sleeping, we have to keep ourselves learning and build a very healthy lifestyle. We also can make a habit to donate a small amount of money regularly. But when we donate, make sure that all our donation will be reached to those people who need them successfully, because I also found that in our Muslim communities, some people or organizations claim that they are collecting funds and will channel them to those needy people, when actually they use those donors' money for their own use and only channel a little bit amount to those needy people. So we have to do our homework by ourselves. Make sure our donation is successfully reached to the needy people. That's all what I want to share today. May Allah bless our wealth. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr.
You're welcome. Alhamdulillah. I think you have a mic, muted your mic.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Sister Mardia,
Yeah.
tech teacher.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Chen Yi, for the insightful and inspiring presentation on behalf of the Islamic Financial Planners Association. We would like to express our sincere appreciation for your valuable contribution to today's webinar. As a token of appreciation, we would like to present a certificate of appreciation to our respected speaker. May I kindly invite Madam Ani to symbolically present the certificate to Miss Dr. Chen Yi. We will now take a photo session. Let me share the certificate. Okay. Uh, this Sister Vika, can you please capture the yeah?
Okay, one. Wait, where Dr. Chen?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Once again, our sincere appreciation to Dr. Sheni for the valuable knowledge and shared with us today. Now, I would like to return to the session to our moderator, Sister Vika, to continue with the next session. The floor is
Okay.
yours. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sister Mardia. Now, next to our topic for third speaker, Professor Dr. Sifa Nor from the School of Business Management and Entrepreneurship, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, for topic maximizing Ramadan for financial barakah and social impact. And she will share insight on how Ramadan can become a meaningful opportunity to strengthen financial discipline while also increasing social contribution through zakat, sedekah, and wakaf. Please welcome Dr. Sifa Mohnor.
Thank you so much, Sister Fika. Let me just share your the presentation slide. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, clear.
Okay.
Yes, clear. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a sore throat and not feeling well, so I hope you can hear me clearly. Now I am trying to find where to share. Is there any share button? I am not sure where to share. Here, the found it already. Okay, sorry. Okay. Because we seldomly use Zoom, that's why. Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Wassalamu
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Thank you to Professor Muniati Muhlisin and also from IPSA, is it IPSA, Islamic Financial Planning Association Indonesia. Okay, today my name is Shifa Muhammad Noor. I'm from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Have you been to Malaysia before? Yes, no. This is an interactive session, I think. Either you want to chat or you can respond directly. I need to open my chat then. or else people will go asleep because it's Ramadan and it's already afternoon. It is usually the sleeping time, is it? Okay, so today I've been given the topic about maximizing Ramadan from financial barakah and social impact. Oh yes, you've been to KL and Malacca. Okay, good. Oh, never been before. So please, you are welcome to find me in UKM. Okay, let me just continue with my slide. I don't have enough time. Oh, sorry. Okay. So today, let us start with Ramadan values. So who can tell me what are the Ramadan values from your own perspective?
Maybe sabar,
Sabar, yes. What else?
reflection,
Reflection, yes, definitely. Blessing, yes.
blessing,
As like your name, Mardatillah, yeah? Blessing. Barakah, yes, barakah. Taqwa, definitely, yes. Okay. Mercy, being compassion, mercy, and discipline, definitely, yes. Thank you so much. Okay. Self-control and discipline, forgiveness. Okay, that's great. Let us see what's my response to this. Okay. What's wrong with my slide? I'm No, I have it wrong. Okay. So introduction here for Ramadan values. You could see self-discipline and restraint. What we see from self-discipline is that when we enter the Ramadan month, suddenly everyone wakes up at 5 or 4 in the morning. Suddenly someone would say that I will try to renew my azam, to myself, discipline to myself, saying that okay, this month I want to read Quran more, better than before, or this month I will not miss any sunnah prayer. So you try to discipline yourself in Ramadan and restrain yourself from being in a manner that could hurt people or try to waste your time. So Ramadan is what we call a madrasah, okay? And then you find yourself to be more empathy and compassion. When you fast, you tend to have this feeling. I now try to be a cannibal, okay? And now you have this feeling of empathy. You try to have um, to help people. Helping people can be not only giving money, but try to give ease to others. And then you have this feeling of devotion and patience, because when you are in the month of Ramadan, suddenly everyone will say, Inni sa'im. Everyone will say, you are feeling so angry, you are feeling so furious. And then suddenly you say to yourself, I need to be patient because I am fasting. Remember, it's only in Ramadan sometimes it happens. And you forget, or we forget to bring that feeling as well beyond Ramadan. And then you have this feeling of giving back to the community and unity. You try to be someone very generous during Ramadan. You try to provide food for the people, iftar. You try to help people to clean their houses. And this is always happen in Ramadan, especially Ramadan. Ramadan is a people that um okay, someone asked, trying to become extravagant person. Well, being extravagant in Ramadan, but towards a righteous behavior, I think it's something good, because we, as a human being, trying to develop a routine, it's not easy. Our iman sometimes go up, sometimes go down, but Ramadan is a madrasah where we try to be disciplined, we try to shape ourselves to become someone better, and we hope that it can bring us towards sustainability, years and years, and forgiveness as well. We try to become better, okay? Fasting and feasting. Interesting. Okay, let us see about fasting and feasting. Okay, so now we go to the impact of Madrasah Ramadan. In the Madrasah Ramadan, you delay gratification. Okay, because just now we said, Inni sa'im, because I am fasting. Why should I waste? Why should I be so angry? Because we need to educate ourselves. in order for us to become someone better, a good Muslim, a good Muslimah, we need to try to tame our heart, to not buy everything, to become impulse buyer, for example, if you go into the finance or economic perspective. But Ramadan is also a challenging month when there are so many advertisement of sales for you to celebrate Eid, right? There are, in Malaysia, every week you can see different types of fashionable baju kurung or baju Melayu for feasting, yeah. And then the marketing, advertisement, the strategy is like every week we have different types of new item coming up, and people feel like, yeah, I need to buy this week, and then the other week you want to buy. So in Ramadan, this is the month that you need to tame your heart. You need to educate your heart to delay everything and try to be very focused only to buy, if you have the money, only to buy what is important for you only. Not to be luxurious, not to be just to boast and show that everyone that every day you have a new shirt. Because the sunnah of Ramadan, the sunnah of Eid is that having a new Eid dress is sunnah. But if you do not afford to buy something new, it's always good to just wear whatever you have, which is still good, clean, and looks as new. It is still possible, okay? And you embody empathy in the Madrasah of Ramadan. You feel you need to help people. In this month, people will provide food for iftar everywhere. So in Malaysia, if you can see the charity funds, it increases during the month of Ramadan. You can see companies, individuals would provide food for iftar here and there. Even every mosque would have this iftar feast. And we have to bear in mind that fasting and feasting, yes, you have to put into moderation, not to provide beyond what we afford, not to provide a very luxurious amount of food, so until it becomes mubazir, becomes a waste. And then you have consumer resistance. You need to become a very good financial planner in order to buy something. You need to ensure that in this month you have to plan yourself, because you will be using a lot of money. So you need to plan before Ramadan, actually. Before we come into Ramadan month, we need to feel the burden, the financial burden that will happen during these 2 months, Ramadan and also Eid al-Fitr. I'm not sure whether in your country how you celebrate Eid al-Fitr, but in Malaysia, Eid al-Fitr is like a huge feast. And then we will go back to our hometown, to our village, to visit our parents, our family, and those cost you a lot of money. And also do not forget that you will be providing or giving money as well, sadaqah. We call it duit raya, right? How is it in Indonesia? Do you have also the same custom, the same culture like in Malaysia, giving hari raya sadaqah to the children's? Yes, no. So it becomes a trend. If you do not give anything to the children's who comes and visit you at home, and then you will feel a bit low, you'll feel shy, embarrassed, and so on. And therefore, because it becomes a custom, a culture, so we have to plan also to allocate certain amount of money for sadaqah. Yes. Yes. Okay, so here, delayed gratification. Fasting trains the individual to resist immediate impulses, a skill directly transferable to discipline, investing, and debt avoidance. You know what happened in Malaysia nowadays? We have this kind of buying habits because it's online shopping. So we have buy now, pay later. Buy now, pay later, BNPL, is a new trend of new generation, the younger generation, in buying stuff during online. So they don't pay immediately, they just buy and then they pay later. And then without realizing, the debt has become huge because they just click buy, and then no paying. And then without realizing, this platform, shopping online platform, accumulates all the purchases. And there are a lot of platforms, online platforms, that uses this kind of a type of shopping. We have in Grab Pay Later, we have in Shopee Buy Now Pay Later, and so many platforms. And therefore, the younger generation tends to build up a lot of debts just because for the social pressure, just because to look good during an Eid, just to be at par with their neighbors. And this social pressure actually burdens the financial status or financial health of the younger generation. And we can see that in the younger generation, their debts are more on buying stuff which is not necessary. I mean, this is not a good loan. It's not like buying a house. It's just more on daily use. This is very dangerous, actually. Okay, embodied empathy. The experience of hunger narrows the psychological distance between the affluent and the marginalized, fostering a culture and voluntary distribution. So during the month of Ramadan, in order to become financially barakah, we try to provide iftar for everyone. And this is not just about giving food. This is purifying yourself. This is feeling empathy, feeling you want to help others. So you need to go down to the community, just not just by giving money. You need to also blend in. Buy now pay later is also in Singapore. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So you need to feel that feeling within them. So you need to know them. You need to be among them in order for you to help them, and not only helping them during Ramadan, but towards the end. We need to help them in order for them to go out, to be out of the financial in debt category. Okay. And then we have this consumer resistance. During fasting hours, the individual chooses restraint over routine exchange, affirming that dignity is not dependent on possession. You feel that how you possess your wealth, this is not yours. It is not your absolute ownership. This is belong to Allah. We are only the stewardship. We only have we possess it only during what we have now. But Allah can always take that wealth anytime. Okay, so we always have to remember that this is a test for us. For everything that we own now, it's a test. So we need to ensure that during this fasting month, that you don't have this feeling of stinginess, things that you think that your possession, your wealth would go missing or would go lesser if you give to people. So you need to have that kind of a feeling. Okay. So we now go into the financial barakah. So what do you understand by the word of barakah besides defining it as blessing? What does barakah means to you? What does barakah means to you from your own perspective? Barakah can be everywhere, in the time, in your food, in your life, in your risk. So what does barakah means to you? Anyone? One addition of goodness, yes. Blessing from God, spiritual favor granted, increase in goodness, sustainable benefit, something that Allah agreed. Contentment, that's the word I'm finding. Contentment, feeling content. Why do you need to feel content? Why? Feeling of qana'ah, feeling of everything is enough. Because if you never have that kind of a feeling, you will always seek, if this is from the financial context, you will always seek wealth, unstoppable, and not appreciating what you have now. Even if you earn like 20,000 US dollar per month, some people would say this is more than enough. But if you do not have that barakah, you will say that $20,000 is still not enough for me and I still need to seek more because I have this, I have this, I have this, I have to pay this, I have to pay that. No, 20,000 is not enough. I cannot give charity to people with 20,000. I need to have 50,000 in order for me to give charity. No, whatever you receive, if you have barakah in your risk, in the financial planning, in your time, in your health, you will feel enough. Okay, but that does not mean that you have to stop or to stop seeking goodness, to stop seeking wealth. No, never stop seeking risk, although you feel contentment. But there's a thin line of feeling of greediness. Yes, you still need to work. Allah say you need to work until the end of the day. You still need to plant a tree, even you know you die tomorrow. Yes, that's your effort. But if you have barakah, you don't feel that, oh, I need to ensure that I have to plant 100 trees in order for me to gain 1,000 trees tomorrow. No, you have the feeling, okay, I will try to plant 10 trees and I leave it to Allah. The feeling of enough and the feeling of tawakkul, that Allah is the ultimate provider, and with only 10 trees, I believe it's enough if there is blessing and Allah permits. So if you read the book of the Barakah Effect, there's a book called Barakah Effect. It teaches me about how we leave everything to Allah. After we have put all the effort, we leave it to Allah. So we have to put the mindset of a gardener. In that book, it mentioned that you have to put the mindset of a gardener, which means that after you plant the tree, you leave it to Allah. Yes, you have to put the effort planting the best seed. You have to water it. You have to ensure that the pesticide and everything. But then you leave it to Allah about how will it grow, what type of fruit that it will become, a good fruit or not good fruit. Everything is left to Allah to decide the outcome. So you have to ensure that we have that kind of a mindset that whenever we have put all the effort, we leave it to Allah. Okay, so in the financial perspective of barakah, so barakah represents a divine endowment of growth, okay, stability and enduring utility that transcends the nominal value of wealth. In the context of Ramadan, this pursuit is intensified as the month of function as an annual moral and economic accelerator. What does annual moral and economic accelerator means? Remember earlier we mentioned about the values of Ramadan, where people become extravagant, some say, in their righteousness. Yes. So everyone would renew their azam, their hearts. So this is like an annual moral and economic accelerator. People will start to say to themselves, okay, in this month I will start reading Quran every day. In this month I will ensure that my moral behavior becomes good. In this month I will say I will try to give sadaqah every morning during the Fajr prayer. So this is an accelerator. Okay, so in having a barakah finance is that what you have is enough. You don't feel greed to find more. You don't feel stingy in order to give to others. You don't have this kind of attitude of being envious to others. Oh, this neighbor just bought an EV car and therefore I need to buy an EV car as well. No. You buy because there's a purpose. It's not that you cannot buy an EV car. Yes, you can buy, but not because you are envy. Oh, because he bought a new BMW, so therefore I need to buy a new BMW, but much better than him. No, you don't want that kind of a behavior. So if you want a financial barakah, you have to have that contentment feeling. Okay? With contentment, there's new desperation, definitely. Okay, so lesson from Al-Kahfi. So wealth is a test. Everyone's wealth is a test. Whether it's little, whether it's more abundance. So we have indeed made whatever is on earth and as adornment for it, in order to test which of them is best indeed. So if you have wealth and you do not use it to benefit for the ummah, for the cause of Allah, and therefore you don't feel like as if there's barakah in your financial spending. And therefore, you can see Allah, I mentioned earlier that Allah can take whatever you have now, or Allah can give more, and then you can go astray and forget that this is all from Allah. So everything is a test. Whether you are poor, whether you are rich, everything is a test. And you have to remember to always help the poor. And because this is very important in Islam, helping the poor and the needy is one of the crucial groups in the zakat asnaf for the beneficiaries. So, and therefore from there, you need to earn with integrity. You have to ensure that everything is halal. Halal does not mean that it is not pork, it is not, there's no hammer, this is no alcohol. But the process of getting the risk must be halal as well. Give in charity, because when you give charity, Allah has promised that you will get abundance. Yeah. You will not get poor if you give sadaqah, if you give zakat or waqf. You won't get poor. In fact, Allah will give more beyond what you can imagine. And then stay humble with whatever you have. Once you become rich one day, you do not have to be extravagant by changing the way you speak, the way your clothes. As long as you still feel the humbleness inside you. Okay, and then in the lesson from Al-Kahfi again, we have the proactive financial planning. Remember when in the surah it teaches about how you will go through difficult times. In the surah, 7 years of difficult times, 7 years of abundance. And we can use this as a lesson to ourselves that whenever we receive our risk, our salary, our whatever we have, you need to save. You need to save in order for you to prepare for the difficult times. And now you can see that what happened to the world was what is going on with the war between Iran and US. We will be going into the difficult time. And therefore, this is the best time to make abundance of risk and try to save a lot and try to ensure that your financial planning is prudent and not wasting towards something that can make you feel financial stress in future. Okay, and then from here the Kafi mentioned about the plan and saving during the boom time, consume wisely during difficult time, and live off what is saved. Try to live with whatever you have. Do not go extravagant. The younger generation, like in Malaysia, they love to buy. Even in my students in the university, most of them use iPhones, but then they request for zakat for their education, and therefore the zakat officer would say, you have an iPhone and you request for zakat. Now I'm confused. So those are the things that we have to ensure that. Why do you have a handphone for a student? Because you want to use it for educational purpose and not for luxury. If you can afford it, it's something different, but if you cannot afford it, so it's something different. It gives different connotation to the society as well. Okay, so we have learned about saving, and then we have learned about charity. So which is which? What should we do? Should we just save or should we just give charity? So people are puzzled now, right? So we have to save during the time that we earn a lot, and we have to also give charity actually during that we earn a lot. So why do we need to give charity? Because it's wealth optimization. The circulation of wealth from the rich to the poor. We need to help the economic cycle, and then it purifies ourselves by giving charity. It purifies ourselves from being stingy, greediness, and so on. And lastly, it protects and gives blessing. So I still remember when I studied in the UK, our Pakistanis and Indian friends would always say, if I am not feeling well, if I'm feeling not healthy or worried and so on, and they will always say to me, give charity, Shifa, give charity. It will protect you, it will give you blessing, it will ease your burden. So this is one thing that I also believe, that by giving charity, it gives you protection, it gives you blessing, it eases your pain or your sufferings as well. Okay, so now we look into Islamic social finance, and I believe every one of you here is an expert as well. I'm just touching a bit of just a surface. Usually we will use zakat fitrah during the Eid and zakat property during non-Eid, which is trying to purify yourself. We have mentioned earlier about purification of your heart, purification of your soul by giving zakat. And then sadaqah and infaq is two Islamic financial tool that gives impact to the society. Malays, I don't know, I think it's the same in Indonesia, in Singapore as well, that Malays are very generous in giving sadaqah. If you put up a storyline mentioning that this person is having financial burden and this is the calamity, this is the sad story and so on, immediately funds will build up and immediately you can get a few thousands, right? And a waqf is a legacy. If you have the money, if you have the property, provide for the community because it's a legacy, it's yours, and the barakah, the reward is infinity. It goes until everyone to the end of time. So this is the best thing to do. So this is just a practical guide what we can do during the month of Ramadan. As I mentioned earlier, budget and calculate earlier, 2-3 months before, because you need, this is a seasonal month and you know what your budget can, what is your budget? Your budget will go towards food, towards charity, towards clothes, towards going back home to your to see your parents. So you need to calculate it earlier, 2-3 months earlier, or even 1 year earlier. Because like me in Malaysia, I have this from the bank, Maybank, they have this like a fund, tabung. That fund we can allocate monthly or weekly money. So I have already Raya fund in my Maybank, so that next year I have money to provide for my kids, for my family, to help my husband and so on. So budget, okay? Set a Ramadan charity plan. Yes, this is good, having a structured charity plan so that you won't miss, especially the last 10 days of Ramadan. You want to ensure that you give something. And also, I believe in your country, in our country, we have this structured charity using the financial platform like banks and others. Use digital tools which will ease your life. Keep records is very important, and coordinate communal iftars. Not when we mention about charity, this is not about money only. Charity can be in a lot of forms. So it's good to have communal iftars, helping the neighbors, your schools, your universities, your community, your society, to coordinate iftar so that you can engage and also build up good relationship with others. So Ramadan is not only charity of money, but other types of charity as well. And in conclusion, Ramadan is a chance to multiply blessings through purposeful giving. So whoever gives food for a fasting person to break his fast, he will gain a reward like theirs without that detracting from their reward in the slightest. So this is a hadith, is a very good one. This is an opportunity of us for doing sadaqah. Sadaqah in Ramadan, which is only happens in Ramadan. So it's not giving money only, you can also provide food as well. So maximizing Ramadan for financial barakah requires more than just paying zakat or giving sadaqah. It demands a reconfiguration of the individual's relationship with the wealth. It requires us to use wealth to receive the blessings from Allah by ensuring halal earnings, avoid wasting, and allocate wealth for social purposes as well. So I think that's all for today. So start planning, and small deeds with barakah gives a lot of impact to the society and to yourself as well. So thank you so much.
Masya Allah, Masya Allah. Alhamdulillah, jazakillah khairan, Dr. Sifa. So, now take picture again, Sister Mardia, and give,
Sorry.
yes.
Okay. Okay, brother and sister. Thank you very much to Dr. Sifa, Associate Professor Sifa, for the insightful presentation. On behalf of the Islamic Financial Planners Association, we would like to present a certificate of appreciation as a token of gratitude. May I kindly invite Madam Ani to symbolically present the certificate. And now let us capture this special moment with a quick photo session. May I invite Madam Ani, our moderator, participant, to turn on your camera if possible. Okay. 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 Ready, everyone? And one and two. Please, Sister Sifa, Sister Vika to capture.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Again, 1, 2, 3. Zip. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now I would like to return to the session to our moderator to continue to the next discussion. To Vika, the floor is yours.
Okay, for next session, before it, thank you to all speakers for the insightful presentation. Now we will open the Q&A session. Participants can write their question in the chat box or raise hand and mention which speaker the question is direct to. If there are no question yet, allow me to start with a question to our speaker. For all participants, wait. In the chat box, okay. Any question from Farisa Amanda? Any tips to face current global situation financially? I heard Malaysian PM suggests citizen to spend carefully this Eid season. Oh, for Dr. Sifa maybe in Malaysia.
Okay, so thank you so much for the question. It's in the chat box, Nick. So how to again
Any
how tips to the Prime Minister. Someone mentioned here the Prime Minister already mentioned about we need to be very diligent. I mean, to ensure that our spending are prudent. No Hari Raya or if Hari Raya celebration, as we know that in Malaysia, Hari Raya celebration is huge among ministries and agencies, and therefore the Prime Minister has announced that there will be no extravagant Hari Raya celebration. And we are now into the discussion of to work from home policy, like other countries, like in Thailand and I can't remember where, another Asian country, they have already proposed to have work from home policy. So Malaysia is still under discussion, and if it's possible, we will also go into the work from home policy, but we're not sure as how many days work from home to reduce the consumption of oil and to reduce what we call economic purchases during this hardship time.
Okay, thank you. Any question again from all the participants? Okay. Thanks. From me to ask Chen Yi. Dr. Chen Yi, in your presentation, you emphasize the importance of budgeting. Why do you think many people still struggling to maintain a consistent budgeting habit?
Masha, very good question. They are struggling with the budgeting habit. This one, actually, because I think one of the reasons might be they don't think that budgeting is important. Just like my mom, she never does budgeting plan. Instead, at my home, my father always make budget plan. because my mom doesn't do it because she doesn't think it is important. I think because if we really think something is important, we will do it. This is my opinion. I think other speakers can add some more.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Dr. Chenny.
May I add a bit?
Yes, please,
Okay.
Professor.
With regard to saving, financial budgeting, and so on, I actually learned the unofficial ways of how to do budgeting. I learned from my mother actually. My mother is a housewife. She does not work. She care for us. She prepares everything because my father is very busy. So she is the financial planner at home. And I am very blessed to have a mother who actually knows how to plan the finance. Although she's not a financial planner, she doesn't go to the universities and so on. So when we were small, she will always say to us, okay, our Raya budget is this much, this much. So what type of baju or a dress that you want is according to the budget. So she will tell to the all children's, to all of us, her budget. And then she will always say that she will always say to us that I have kept this money every month from your dad. So please do not waste. So she will say this in order for us to be prudent in our spending because she said it's not easy to get this money. She had to keep a bit from the budget that my father gave to her for the monthly allowance. So she said this is how she shows and then she will put this in envelopes. So she was using the envelope system, which she did not know it's a theory now. It's a planning using the envelope system. So this is how she managed the finance for home. So she has the money for Eid. She has also the money for education, for our tuition fees, everything. And she also have emergency monies. And this is also I learned from her. So before we have this digital wallet and so on, she is always using cash like us before. So in her purse, she will always have few hundred ringgits that she will fold into tiny bits of paper and she will put into the purse. And then at the counter, when we purchase stuff and suddenly it's over budget, she will never return the item. She will always use the emergency money. So I learned this from her through seeing how she managed the funds. So during school time also, I have this kind of folded money in my purse. So whenever I go anywhere, if I have problem, so I have this emergency money, and now I'm using that kind of experience, that knowledge, using the digital. So that's why I said just now in my Maybank we have this fund. We call it tabung, and I allocate funds for Hajj, for korban, we call her for korban. So my mom always say to me that you have work, Shifa, so every year you have to allocate money for Eidul Adha, for korban. Right, it's important, she says. So I do that. So every month I will keep few ringgit in order for me to have enough money for korban. So this is very useful using the digital platform nowadays. So that's for me. Yeah.
Okay, Masya Allah. Thank you, Dr. Sifa. Then, Mr. Abdullah, any question?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I really want to ask directly to Dr. Changi about in her slide, she got a very specific point that I really want to ask, like the slide regarding the avoidance of luxurious weddings is particularly resonant to me. Um, from a contemporary Islamic financial perspective, how do we distinguish between a meaningful celebration of a union and the wasting behaviors that leads to that? To that, um, I'm curious about how to navigate the social expectation without compromising our fiscal integrity. So that's my question. I hope I got the answer from you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. Actually, I didn't hear your voice very clearly. My daughter is with me. She is making a lot of noise.
Oh, okay.
Could you
Let
please,
me try to repeat it. Is it
yeah,
okay?
just
Okay.
use a simple sentence.
Is my voice clear enough right now? Is it my voice clear enough right now?
Yes, you speak slowly.
Not so much.
Please speak slowly.
Okay. Um, okay. The slide that you gave regarding the avoidance of luxurious weddings is particularly resonant to me. My question is from a contemporary Islamic financial perspective. How do we distinguish between a meaningful celebration of a union and the wasting behaviors that lead us to that?
Okay.
I'm curious about how to navigate the social expectations too without compromising our fiscal integrity. That's my question. I hope I get
Thank
the
you.
answer from you.
Yeah, thank you very much. For the wedding, my first suggestion is that according to Sunnah, the best wedding is the most simplest. So we have to go back to our Sunnah, our tradition, make our wedding simple. Secondly, making our wedding section simple doesn't mean that we don't spend. We still can spend according to our capability. Because if we can always compare ourselves with others, with others, we will feel a lot of pressure. Just spend money according to our own capability. It will bring us a lot of peaceful mind. That's my two peaceful suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abdillah. Then any question again? Oh. In chat box, okay. Question from Sister Mardia. For people who receive a limited amount of THR, what would be a simple financial strategy they can follow so that the money can still Sister Mardia, the question
for people who receive a limited amount of THR, what would be a simple financial strategy they can follow so that money can still provide a long-term benefit? Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Mr. Indra Prakosa, ya. Welcome,
Okay.
Mr.
Okay, thank you, Sister Mardia. Well, it's very important questions, and it's hard to answer because it depends. Yeah, because it depends on your goals. Firstly, for me myself, I would like to spend part of my THR for wakaf.
Okay.
So it's very long-term benefits, isn't it? Okay, but as we review from all the speakers, there are several ways to spend wisely for our THR. First of all, of course, for the zakah and the charity. Okay, and then after that, of course, we spend the THR to reduce our debt, just like Mr. Abdullah said. Okay, to reduce the debt, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then of course, we review our savings. Okay.
Okay.
If we are singles, so we need about 3 to 6 months from our operational costs. So if it's not enough, then we can use our THR to fulfill it before we use it for the celebration for the festive month. That's it. That's for me.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
How, Sister Mardia?
Yeah,
It's clear?
it's clear.
Okay. Then, any perspective from Dr. Sifa about question from Sister Mardia?
I need to know what does THR means first.
It's Raya Allowance.
Raya
Raya
Allowance.
allowance. How much do you
Raya
receive
allowance.
Raya allowance? How much? Is
It's
it a lot?
1 times our salary.
1 times of your salary, that's a lot. 1 times of salary.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah. And you received it in Ramadan before Raya?
Yes.
7 days before Raya.
Before Raya.
Raya.
Or just before Raya? So you cannot spend it before, I mean, during Ramadan?
Well, actually, there is our government for the year said that part of it is during the first weeks of the Ramadan.
Okay.
And gradually increase until before the Eid, before the Raya.
For the Eid. Okay, that's great. So we know that you also have, like us in Malaysia, we have this financial for Ramadan, for Eid as well. But ours is not one time of salary. That's a lot. 1 month salary is a lot. We have like 500 ringgit, I think. Very, yeah, so little, very little. Because I do not know. Probably if they give 1 month salary, we never even government server. We never receive 1 month salary bonus. Never. It's only like 500 ringgit, and also the same goes for the Eid as well. So we cannot. Usually that 500 ringgit is for me. I always use it for going back for Hari Raya, balik kampung, hometown, and also for increasing my sedekah only. But never have I imagined if we have 1 month salary, it's a lot. So you can plan. You can plan to probably for your Eid. You can also plan for after Eid, Pascha, right? Post Eid, the money that you want to use after Eid, which sometimes you will have open house. People coming to your house, or you have events that you need to cater, because as we mentioned earlier, charity is very important. But what Mr. Indra also mentioned about wakaf is also important as well. But I always remind myself that whenever you have extra money, you have to save. Save not a lot, probably 1/3, and be after that complete and try to finish off your debt. I like to complete my debt first rather than spending luxury. But it's not that you cannot spend. Yes, you have to, because as a human being, you want to feel joy. You want to feel. You need to also motivate yourself to live by spending and having the things that you want, right? But you have to plan wisely, save a bit, pay your debts a bit, and also enjoy your money a bit. Yeah, and you can enjoy it by yourself, or also enjoy it with others by helping others, or having a Raya open house and so on. But that's the best thing, I think. With 1 month salary, it's a lot. Yeah, you should be very grateful for that. We only have like 500 ringgit.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sifa. And the last, any insight maybe from Dr. Chen Yi about Raya Allowance?
Actually, I very agree with our respected speakers. They have just given us very good suggestions. For example, use them to invest in wakaf or save first. My opinion is also like I agree with them. Just do this. Their suggestions are very good. You can make a charity. It is for hereafter. We can also, for me, I will actually also do this. Like if the amount of money that I received is very small, then consider to make sadaqah or and make some saving, because saving should be a habit. Like we save whenever we receive some salary, we just save a little bit, put in another bank account. Don't mix it with our daily use banking account. So, and slowly our savings will grow and we can make more funds for investment. So one day, inshallah, when we sleep, our money will also, our wealth can also be increased. That's our goal.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
How, Sister Maria? Any question again?
I think it's enough. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. Before we close,
Yeah.
allow me to summarize several key takeaways from today's webinar. First, Ramadan is a valuable moment to conduct a financial checkup and reflection on our financial habits. Second, THR or Raya Allowance should be allocated wisely through budgeting, saving, protection, investment, and responsible spending. And third, financial planning in Islam encourages not only wealth management, but also social impact through generosity and charity. Thank you to our speaker and participant for joining today's discussion. I will now return to session to the MC, Sister Mardia.
Thank you, Sister Vika. So now we have to the end of the webinars. We hope that today's discussion has provided valuable insight and inspiration for all of us, especially in managing our finances wisely during the blessed month of Ramadan. On behalf of the organizing commit, we would like to thank all the speakers and participants for joining us today. Before we end our session today, don't forget to stay connected with IFA. Follow our Instagram to get more useful tips on Islamic financial planning, future event, and inspiring content. We would love to see you there. And the last is we apologize for any shortcoming during this event. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chen Yi,
you.
Dr. Shifa, Sister Vika, Sister Mardia, Brother Indra.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Thank you, everyone.